Okay, we're here with Carlos today. We're going to talk about his rather large guard army. So, start here.
So yeah, I've been collecting this for like 25 years. This is my first army that I started working on in 1987, and you can see some of these really old guardsmen are the original plastics that were multi-part, and I've got like dozens and dozens of these guys that I've actually had in this army for that almost that long. Some of the Lehman Russes are also that old, or maybe they came out maybe 3 or 4 years after that. But some of them are the newer ones. Like you can tell the difference in the turrets. These are the old turrets. These are the new turrets. And you can actually tell the difference in my painting style over the years too. This much crisper highlighting on these. This newer one, this Punisher here. And you can also tell the difference between the two super heavies. This Baneblade here is way old. It's an armor cast Baneblade. That's maybe 1995, and then this one is a Forge World Shadow Sword, just much more detail on it, and that might be 2005, so 10 years afterward. They're really pretty close in size if you kind of put one over the footprint of one over the other, but the Baneblade has got to be at least 15 to 20% less volume, just because it's less beefy. I love that Sentinel there. I just love the pose, and I love how the conversion on the missile launcher worked out. And the heavy flamer, he comes off the side of the flank a lot just to kind of screw with the enemy a lot. Yeah, there you go. This is actually an old Whirlwind. This is a resin bit on the top that they used to sell to convert one of the old rhinos into a Whirlwind, and that's as old as anything else in the army. Obviously, a guard can't have a Whirlwind, so sometimes I'll use it as a Griffin, as a count-as Griffin. But the fact that it has the old Rhino chassis doesn't clash too much with the new Rhino chassis, because there's no new Rhino chassis in the rest of the army. So, love the Hellhound where the orange came out on that. He really stands out in the army. And who else has 10 Ogryns in one squad? Those Ogryns and the Ratlings are pretty fun to use. They're not you don't see them in too many guard armies. People will take the standard stuff. Love how Yark came out, but his banner is just it's not hand painted. It's a photocopy. This banner is hand painted though. My army is the 4th Metallica, spelled a little bit different from the band, because it's the Metallica is a Forge World out in the void somewhere, and it's a Titan Legion, and this is the Planetary Defense Force, which protects the Titans when they're not fighting, I guess. I've got a bunch of command squads with these standard bearers that don't have any flags, just because they're less. They're the junior command squads. Yeah, a bunch of commissars and other heroes. This is actually from the old Confrontation game way back. Again, a super ancient model. It's actually Games Workshop, and he has some kind of sniper rifle. But sometimes I use him as a hero or something. I like him just because he's a neat model. Plasma gun squad. These old metal plasma guns are super rare. I bet they're $20 each. I bet if you bought them on eBay. And then here's another really cool kind of bodyguard guy. He's a Games Workshop model, Citadel, but he's obviously got the bionic armor and some kind of combi bolter with a flamer, I think, and some carapace and stuff. He's really cool. This is there's a couple models in here that are not Games Workshop. Like this is an old Rapham wizard, and I use him as either my priest or my Primaris Psyker sometimes. And I think he just definitely has that 40k look to him, especially with the little sword I put on his side. But there's other non-Games Workshop models, like the one I use as my commander, my overall guy. I couldn't even tell you what company that is. Gave him a Games Workshop plasma pistol, and he definitely has that look of the Imperial Guard, so I thought he was really cool. What else? This is a neat guy I use as Master of the Fleet. I think he's a commissar, but I just painted him in blue instead of black. I really like the way the gold came out on him, the pauldrons and such. What questions do you have? Oh yeah, these are the Van Sar. That's a Necromunda gang. This guy I love because in Necromunda you keep track of your injuries and stuff. And one time in a game, his plasma pistol burnt him, and so I painted red burns on the side of his face. I don't know if you can see it, but that's pretty neat. And then there's like Juvies and other guys. And then this is my tiny psychic choir. I need to get some more of those bald dudes. Those are definitely Games Workshop models and completely out of print, but they're cool.
How many points do you estimate you have right now?
This is when I have 2 Titans at home, and they're not in this. So I would say this is 65 or 7,000 points, all told. Maybe not that much. Maybe I need the Titans to get up that high. But yeah, it's not even fun to play in Apocalypse. The Guard are too good in Apocalypse, especially with this kind of beef. You know, all these guys, they just pound anything into the dust, and this guy is ridiculous. The Shadow Sword, he just kills whatever he shoots at.
Do you have any plans to expand?
I have a Manticore and a Devil Dog, I think, which I've not finished painting, and they'll go in someday. But really, you know, I think I'm pretty done with them. You know, they've served me well over the years.
No more chimeras or flyers?
No, I'm not the Chimera kind of guy, and you know, maybe flyers will be fun in 6th edition 40K, but the one I have is fun.
Okay.
I do have one more Chimera in my Grey Knights army, which I sometimes take, but it's painted differently, so I didn't think it went in this army.
Okay, great. Thanks.